yes, yes, and yes. We are here. We are here. UNA. Yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Halo. Halo. Where is my background? One moment. One moment. Yes, yes, yes. UNA. Yeah. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. All right, I am yours truly, Diva Lyri. I know my people on TikTok can't hear me at this particular time as I make these changes back to what they supposed to be. But in the meantime, my people on YouTube, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Uh, TikTok, can you hear me now? All right. Welcome, everybody. I'm yours truly, Diva Lyri, with UNA University and UNA Republic, Sweden. Shared the live. Thank you so much, Chef. Thank you for sharing the live, Lee and Jaguar and everybody else coming into the room. Thank you for joining us. I love you. I'm so glad to have you in the house. All right. YouTube, what's going on? TikTok, what's going on? Let me adjust this just a smidgen. There we go. All right. So now, I'm yours truly, Diva Lyri, representing with the UNA Republic and UNA University. What are we talking about today? Today, we're talking about UNA summer enrollment. All right, UNA summer enrollment. Okay, so let's get on this thing. What are we dealing with now? You all know we have the university. Why do we have the university? We have the university so that you all can learn how to use all of these powerful tools that we're showing you how to bring into effect. Okay. Um, we talked about being a member. So I'm going to go over this first. All right. We talked about being a member of UNA and what it consists of. So when you become a member of UNA, you are joining a group that is sovereign. UNA, United Nations from America, is a sovereign entity. And we stand under God. All right. So as I told you guys before, we're set up, it's called a religious organization, but we deal with the spiritual side. Now, there are advantages to using the term religious because when you are under that title, then the state has no business with you because there are laws that come from your God and the state has to recognize that. So that's why it's important to understand what UNA is as a sovereign entity. All right, so we operate under our God, and those who are not, who are part of the U.S. corporation, who call themselves citizens, your God would be that corporation, whether you recognize it or not. So that's the difference. That's why that religious title has so much power and authority. Now, with that being said, the trust documents that we talk about, these documents actually are set up in such a way whereby you are standing under your God. This is not about you joining and becoming a part of UNA and you standing under us. That's not how that works, okay? The way it works is that you are standing as a sovereign and UNA, another sovereign, is recognizing you as a sovereign. All right. So now let's take a look at something. These are the trust documents we talked about. Okay, trust. If you know anything about trust, when you start talking about, well, how the rich get to do this and how the rich don't have to pay taxes and how the rich, the information that we show you is elite knowledge. The information in this document, these documents that I'm showing you, these are elite knowledge. This is how they get to do what they do. And we're introducing to you that information. All right. This is a trust package. This trust package, it comes with a UCC, a declaration, which are sealed. So you see both of them have a seal here. Those are UNA seals. where once again we're recognizing you, also has a security agreement. These are the documents that we put in our trust. Okay, so once again, you're going to have these documents that come with your membership with UNA. And we want you, you have to stand as a sovereign. By the way, let me say this, because a lot of people, and I've said this before, they're thinking that, oh, no, I just want to get with this other group, then I'm going to be protected under them. You cannot be ignorant and expect freedom. You cannot be ignorant and expect freedom. Ignorance and freedom do not coexist. They're like this. They're not friends. They don't see each other. And so if you're wanting to have freedom, you got to be willing to have the knowledge, all right? So it's this paperwork and this documentation is wonderful. It's powerful. This is why we create it for you, but you have to know how to use it. You got to have knowledge about it. And all that being said, so you're not coming under UNA just to be under UNA and you not really know or understand how to stand on your own. It's important that you recognize what the laws are and how to affect them for yourself. So again, you're a member. You are a member, and this is not us being in control of your possessions or owning you or anything you own. This is us helping you to control it and own it for yourself. All right. So you got the trust documents. Okay. You also have the allodial ID, and I can't keep things in my hands today. Allodial ID. This comes with your photo. It's got your spiritual name because we're dealing with you on a spiritual level. Okay. It's got your barcode. So you'll have a federal ID number as well as a barcode. This barcode, when it's scanned, it'll take you directly to the site where you can get all of your information concerning your trust. Okay. So then you have the exemption badge. The exemption badge has your corporation name on it. This came in handy with a lot of our members who were dealing with companies trying to force them to have uh, this shot, this jab. Okay. When you stand under your God and your God says you don't have to take part in that, then the system and the agents of the system have to back off. Can you all, there's no Freemason signs here. Thank you, Jay. There's a difference between a Freemason sign versus uh, an ancient sign. So get it right, Jay. Thank you. Um, this, once again, and let me say something. If I'm buffering, let me know because I had somebody to say, Love More said it's buffering over on her end. So let me know if you all can hear me clearly before I, as I continue. But let me know if you all can hear me clearly. So we were talking about the exemption badge. I'm in and out buffering. Okay. All right. Halo 999. I love the number. Am I still buffering? Because I'm trying to see if I can. Do I need to leave and come back? Can you all see me okay in YouTube? Let me know. Am I still buffering, or you all can hear me clearly? Let me know what you got. It's fine now. Suian says I'm buffering. That's because I'm trying to give you this good information. Somebody don't want you to have the good stuff. All right, so I'm gonna continue, and also I want you to know, we're going to be putting up these videos. You can find the full videos on YouTube. Check us out on YouTube at UNA Republic. Okay, so I apologize for the buffering and the that this messing up. So I'm gonna try to make sure I speak slowly enough so y'all can get it, but also make sure you go and check us out on YouTube and get the full sessions uh, with less buffering. Okay, so let me just say it again. And I'm going to just quickly go through it. With the membership package, okay, there's a trust. Okay, it comes with a trust that, and the documents are sealed. Your declaration, UCC, and security agreement, they're sealed in here. It comes with your allodial ID. Okay, and this has your federal ID number as well as a barcode for the UNA registry, so you can get your documents from the UNA registry. It comes with an exemption badge, and this deals with your corporation name. So once again, if your corporation is telling you and trying to force you into do certain things with your vessel that you don't want to do, you stand up with this document here. Also, this shows you as a member of UNA. All right. So when you scan that barcode, okay. So good. We're. I hope you guys have heard me on that. Thank you, Swin. See you in. All right. So we're gonna get to this now. I want to say once again to my people who have purchased the UNA beginner law book. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love you and appreciate you. All right, so thank you so much for your love and support. This book will be going out this week coming. All right, as we told you last week. So check your emails, because we sent out emails confirming your address and everything. So we thank you so much for your support, and we're going to be getting these out on next week. We will have the confirmation and the tracking numbers for you. So we love you. We thank you so much for your support. What is this UNA Beginner Law Book? What is it, for those of you who are wondering? This is a law book with laws. Okay, all of our laws are UNA. Hold on for a second. Let me show you. Let me show you what we got. Okay. In here, we have the hierarchy of law chart. This chart right here helps you to understand where you stand within this whole frame or dimension. This is very important, what we haven't been taught. It has the universal laws. These laws are uh, one of the highest laws that we know, that deal with your spiritual energies that you're putting out. This whole dimension is spiritual, and somebody has hidden that fact from us, which makes it difficult for us to manifest what we're supposed to be manifesting. All right, we go into why these laws are so important. We go into the maxims of law. Maxims, these come directly from the Bible. Directly from the Bible. So when we start talking about what your God said, when we got this exemption badge, yeah, these laws, they come directly from the Bible, and I don't care what court you step into, they got to respect these maxims of law. All right, especially if it's a federal court. We go into contract writing. Why contract writing is so important. We go into the vibratory frequency chart. All right, so this ebook, this is the physical copy. It comes with a laminated copy of the hierarchy of law charts. It comes with a laminated copy of the universal laws. It comes with a laminated copy of the vibratory frequency chart. Okay, these are all in the book. We give you these laminated copies because we want you to put them up around your house, put them on your walls, put them on your refrigerators, put them on your mirrors. We want you to have these. We want you to let that knowledge get into you. So this is the physical copy. The ebook copy is $19.99. All right, this physical copy is $39.99. All right, you can get this. Find a link in the bio for my TikTok people, or you can go to unauniversity.com, unauniversity.com, and you can get that book. Thank y'all so much, all of you all who have purchased it. Now, I want to go into this because we've been having some fun talking about the Anunnaki. Uh, Talking about the Anunnaki. Now, I think I did go ahead and finish up to some degree with Noah and Noah's Ark and what went on with Noah's Ark. If I have any questions about that or law, okay, whether it be the Anunnaki or if you want to go into law dealing with courts, because we are gearing up for our summer season. All right, we're going to start enrolling for the summer season, which starts in July. Okay, we're going to start enrolling now for our summer season, which starts in July. If you're interested in being in the university, please leave a message in the chat. Okay, or go to unauniversity.com and find us so we can get you enrolled in the university. This is again, what we're going over in the university, how to use these trusts. These are very powerful tools. Now you can get it by becoming a member. However, you need to know how to use them. Okay, if you don't know how to use a trust, you need to come into the university so we can show you how to use it. Get the elite knowledge. You've always been wondering, well, how they don't have to suffer for okay, it's because they know law. They know the elite information. And we're here to share that information with you. All right. If y'all have any questions about law, let's talk about it. I want to go ahead and get into some court situations and how we enter into contracts, since I have not discussed this in so long. How we end up entering into contracts and we don't know that we're entering into contracts. Now, in this book, we go into one of the contracts that is so common. One of the contracts that is so common. This is a traffic ticket. That is a contract. And I want y'all to understand that the problem is that we continue to enter into contracts and we don't ever recognize that we are the one who caused it. Now, I need y'all to understand something. When you're having somebody in jail, you got to understand that they have signed and agreed to be there. They have agreed by signing to be there. Anytime you're dealing with these people, they're constantly asking you to sign things because you have to consent. This is why this trust is so important. I call this a get out of jail free card. If you have these established, this doesn't mean you get to go and just do ignorant and disrespectful things to people because there's a higher law. However, this right here, this is a get out of jail free card. And it's important for you to understand how to use it and understand what the laws are in this dimension. All right, so let's get into how people end up signing their way into a situation where they're in jail. And please, I already know. I'm just telling you what the laws are. Now, don't call me trying to. Well, my husband in jail. Okay, you're gonna have to come in the class, and we'll show you how to do what you need to do. But I don't help you do that. If you want to do it, you need to learn how to wield these documents. All right, so let's get into what's going on. All right, so when we're talking about prison or jail or what have you, you've got to understand that all of that is a corporation or a what we call a business transaction. That's really all it is. User, there isn't a reference for what? Make it clear so I can understand what you're saying. Uh, so when we're dealing in this society and you're dealing with these agents, you hear people say the term straw man. The only thing they are conducting business with is your all capital letter corporation. All right, that's all they're conducting business with is your all capital letter corporation, aka the straw man. They cannot do business with you, the spiritual entity. The problem is that you, the spiritual entity, keeps claiming to be a dead fictitious entity. All right. And every time you do that, you put yourself under their jurisdiction because you're claiming to be property and you're claiming to belong to them. So, when we're talking about, for example, a traffic ticket, you have to understand that the cop is doing business with you. He doesn't know it because he hasn't been taught law. He doesn't know that he's speaking as a dead fictitious entity. He is just a dead fictitious entity speaking for another dead fictitious entity called city of whatever, state of this and that. All right, he's just speaking as a dead entity for another dead entity. And when the fact that you have a driver's license, if you haven't claimed it, if you haven't put it under trust, then that dead entity is under the trusteeship of the whatever state of that you have pledged allegiance to. Okay, so you have given up your God-given rights to this private dead entity, and now you keep speaking as a dead entity, and every time you show that ID, you're saying you are property of that organization. I hope I'm making myself clear on that. So when the cop approaches you, he is contracting with you as a dead entity. Now, when you show him that ID, you have said to him, I am under your authority. I hope we're understanding that. All right. So now we're starting to recognize, okay, wait a minute. This cop now, he's conducting business with me. He's going to come up to me and he's contracting. Now to you, he's bullying, he's intimidating you, he's threatening you. I'm going to take you to jail if you don't sign this ticket. But he does not have the authority. He does not have the authority to force you into a contract. Going back to this book right here, all these laws that are in this Bible. One of the main ones says nobody can force you into a contract, and you had better understand that all that ticket is a contract, and that cop, that policy enforcer, he is only working for an agent who is not a true government. There is no true government. Everything is done based on contracts that you sign and agree to. So that ticket is a contract. That ticket is a contract. And so when he tries to get you to sign it, see, because if he has your driver's license, you got to understand that driver's license number is associated with your social security number. And so when they put that, your name in that driver's license number, the license is a financial instrument. It is a financial instrument which is associated with your estate, known as your social security number, that has your all capital name associated with it. So when you sign that ticket, and a ticket becomes money. You've charged it. You've given it a value with your signature. They can't do anything legally without your signature on that document. So that's the whole issue with respect to you agreeing or putting yourself into a contract with these people. Because you don't understand law, or let me rephrase it, because you're going to learn law and learn how to stand for yourself. So when they're trying to come at you and try to force you into a contract, you have to know how to stand. You have to know what to say. User says you don't have to sign a ticket. That doesn't make it go away. All right. No, you don't have to sign a ticket, but you have to know what your rights are. And yeah, I've had a situation where one of these cops tried to, and this thing happened 3 years ago. And they tried to force me into a ticket. But here's the deal. You have to be willing to stand. Now, I personally put a lawsuit on them. But there's another way to even deal with that. But you do not have to sign a ticket. But if you feel that you are being threatened and you are coerced, you have to also know what the law is. If you feel like you need to sign that ticket or the cops going to do whatever they're going to do to you, there are some things that I want you to take note of before you sign it. Okay? So, if you do sign it, UCC 1-308 after your name, you can do that. Here's the main thing I want you to understand. If you put on a document under duress rather, or under coercion, by law, that document is not valid at all. Under threat or under coercion, because by law, any document that's entered into where you are fearing, or where you have been coerced, that document is no longer valid. All right. So if you put your name on there and you put under it under threat, under coercion, if you also remember, put a box around it. A box is called the four corner rule, whereby if it's inside a box, it doesn't exist. You can put the 1-308 behind it. That is a commercial code. A uniform commercial code is a federal code. You could also put on there all rights reserved, meaning I reserve all of my God-given rights. All right. So I'm going to also help you to understand some of these courts, all of these courts. All of these courts are just, they're operating under fake law. They're not real courts, especially when you start talking about a traffic court. It's not a real court at all. And some of these people, these courts, all they're doing is getting you into their court, whereby they can sue you for whatever money, or coerce you or threaten you into paying them fines. They're not real courts. They're not real courts. You're saying write those things on the contract you're being forced to sign. Yes, to the ninth power. What you're doing, and I'm going to state this again. So there are four different things that I've stated. One, if you feel like you're being threatened or coerced, you write, if you're going to sign your name or write your name, put under there under threat and coercion. Okay, that's one. Two, you put a box around it. You put a box around it, that means that it doesn't exist. It's called a four corner rule. Four corner rule, anything inside of the box does not exist. It means you're a true judge is supposed to look at that and see that there's nothing on it. Three, you put all rights reserved. Okay, sweet, I'm gonna get to your question in a second. Put all rights reserved. Four, 1-308. All right. Now, those are the four things that you can do. And that 1-308 is a UCC code, Uniform Commercial Code. It's a federal code, all right, whereby you reserve all of your God-given rights. Sweet says, what do you do at court if you signed and didn't know this? All right, so let's understand what happens when you're walking into court. All right. Once again, you're walking into a fake court. Now, if you didn't know this, there are a couple of different remedies that you can go through. Um, let's say you have you signed the document, the ticket. If you create a trust, if you create a trust, let's say you go ahead and create a trust and you put that on record, then that means that they don't have the right to charge you. That means that you have control of this. And being that on record, they don't have the ability to take funds as long as there's not another lien already on your estate. What is a lien? Well, a warrant for your arrest is a lien. So if you don't have another lien already on your estate, and then you put a trust which has a lien already in it, then they can't take funds from your estate. And then they can't arrest you. Also, with the lien, what you have established is your spiritual name. Now you're not walking as that dead fictitious entity on the driver's license. You're walking as a sovereign. So only thing that they have authority over is the all capital letter straw man, which you have now claimed and taken authority over. You fired them as the trustee, and you have now claimed it and taken it over. And now they got to do business with you. If they're gonna do anything, if they're gonna do anything with your straw man, they gotta pay you first, whatever you have claimed to have ownership over with respect to this estate. And they gotta deal with your spiritual entity and make sure they pay that off first. All right. And so these trusts are 175. The membership is really the membership 175. And once again, it comes with the trust documents, it comes with your allodial ID, it comes with your exemption badge. Okay, so these are tools that help you deal with these entities, but you got to know what to say when you're going into court. Now let's understand what's happening when you're going into court. When you go into court, recognize that this court is a they're doing a seance here. All right, meaning this is a spiritual undertaking that a lot of people have not don't recognize, and even the judges don't recognize what they're doing. This is a spiritual thing. So when you walk in, all rise, all you dead spirits rise, because that's the only thing a court can deal with is the dead entity, that all capital letter corporation on your driver's license. Look on your driver's license and you'll see that the name is in all capital letters. They're dealing with a dead entity. So what happens is when you're walking in there, there's this seance going on where they're bringing the dead people to life, and you're standing up as a dead entity. And when the judge calls or says, when they say your name, they're not calling your name, they're calling the dead entity. And y'all got to understand the difference between your straw man and your spiritual name. One moment. All right. All right. So y'all got to understand the difference between your straw man and your spiritual name. So with that being said, now I need you to understand that there's a jurisdiction that the courts can only take control over, and you got to establish the jurisdiction. I'm not telling you this is going to be easy, because these courts, they're just backwards. They don't follow law by any means. A lot of them, they do not. But you got to know what it is, and you got to be willing to stand. All right. When you go into, first of all, when you go into the court, you got to understand that you are being sued. You have to understand that you are being sued by whatever state of whatever. Okay, so let's understand that they're suing you, but the one who's suing you is a dead entity. So let's say it's the city of Atlanta. Let's just say city of Atlanta brought you because the cop gave you a ticket, and they're bringing you into court on this ticket, and they're suing you, saying, oh, well, she violated our rights. I told you all there is no government. This is just contracting. They're saying that you violated some kind of laws. which they don't have any laws. All they got is code, statutes, and ordinances. And you've signed away your rights with the driver's license. So they're trying to claim that you committed a crime. And the truth is, the one who's first of all coming against you is a dead entity, and you a living being over here. You got to establish that. That's why they don't have jurisdiction. One, because this is a dead entity trying to come up against a spiritual being. Two, they don't have jurisdiction because the only way a law can be broken is if you cause physical harm to another being. Like there's got to be another living person that you physically harm. Well, you harmed the state of Atlanta or the city of Atlanta by violating the laws. Well, that city of Atlanta is not a real person. City of Atlanta is not. What person did I do harm to? The city of Atlanta is not living. So then that means this court does not have jurisdiction over me or this case. This court does not have jurisdiction. Before that, when they sound your name, because they can't call your name, they can't call your name because your name is upper and lowercase. They can only deal with the all capital letter corporation. So they're going to say something that sounds like your name. So when they sound your name, you say, I'm the authorized representative for the estate. I'm the authorized representative for that estate. Well, we're calling you in the court because you violated the laws. I need to first of all establish the jurisdiction of this court. I'm a living being. I'm the authorized representative of this estate. What physical being was harmed in this case? Because if you can't state the physical entity or physical being or person that was harmed in this case, then you don't have jurisdiction. That's what we mean when we say, what is your jurisdiction? If you can't state a physical being that was hurt by constitutional law, then this court does not have jurisdiction. That's what that means. Does the judge know about the straw man? Yeah, the judge knows, but they're going to play you like you don't know what you're talking about. And you got to understand, when you walk into a court, when you walk into court, you are in a business. Yeah, it's a spiritual seance, first of all, going on, but this is also business. This is why when you go in, they want to know guilty, not guilty, or no law. Guilty, not guilty, or no law. That's what they want to know. They got the first people they're gonna take is the ones that say guilty, because they want to get them their money. All right, that's $300 for you. All right, you guilty. $200 for you. You get okay. You didn't have your insurance and the no license. Okay, that's $1,000. Pay the court. That's a business. They want to get this done. But if you say no load, they're gonna take care of you, get you up and out of the way. But if you say not guilty, you're gonna be there. And then please note, when you say I need to know the jurisdiction, you're gonna wait, because they don't want you messing up all their business with everybody else. I got to get this money. And the minute you start talking about, I need to know the jurisdiction of the what, they're going to make you wait. You're going to be last. You need to know that. Uh, with us, we also send in contracts to the court before the case, so that they know, uh, really a lot of times that they'll, if they're intelligent, a lot of times they're not. They got their head set on, I'm going to get some money out of these people because I know I got the right. They have no rights. You are the ones with all the rights, but you got to stand up for them. So normally we're going to send in our own contract and let them know we're not consenting to do business with them, and we're going to send them copies of our trust so that they understand that they don't have any authority. All right. I got some questions in here. I want to see if I can get to them before I get up out of here. If you do have a warrant and get arrested, is there a remedy? Um, yes, but it's not that simple. So I need y'all to understand how much for the trust document. I need y'all to understand that This is why it's important for you to understand law and start getting into this now. When you're under trust, and I've seen this, I've had too many of my students who have been under trust, students and clients, and a cop will pull them over and want to say all kind of whatever they feel like they got to say, but then they say, well, you know, you got a warrant for your arrest in such and such state. You're free to go. How is it that when you have a warrant, they tell you you're free to go? Because when you're under trust, this goes on record. They know they can't touch you. This is not to say you can just do any kind of ill things and think you can get away with it. That's not the case. But if you're under trust, it's just because they have a warrant out for your arrest, or they see, oh, there was a warrant out, they still have to say, you're free to go. This is a very powerful document. So, but when you've already have a warrant, there are things that we can do to get those warrants out off. However, you still got to clean up some things. You got to get yourself cleaned up so that you get it taken care of and they can't keep coming back on you. All right. Let me see. I'm just answering questions. Thank y'all for joining. John says no contest. All right. So if you're doing no contest, this is when they're putting uh, I guess, points on your driving record or what have you. But at the same time, if you're really wanting to deal with the case and you're not coming out of pocket with any Federal Reserve notes, there are other things you can do as well that we go over in class. Aren't the authorized representative for my son's estate? Aren't I the yes? Especially if he's underage. If he's over 18, he's the authorized representative. But if he's underage, then you would be. Thank you, user, for that question. Perfect says that was my question. Okay. Uh, Josie or Jose says this UNA is in it for the money charging. Yes, Jose, you're incorrect. I'm in this because I want you to learn it. Okay, Jose? And Jose, I would love to have a conversation with you because if I was really in it for the money, if I was in it for the money, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I'm in it because I want you to learn it, but I need y'all to understand something. Um, I have taught this for years without charge, for free, without charge. And you know what happened? People pooped on my information. And I mean pooped. It wasn't until I started charging that they started respecting the information. And that's unfortunate. But I still come in here and I give you remedy whenever I have these open sessions. I give you remedy. If it was all about money, I wouldn't talk to you right now. I wouldn't give you this information. I wouldn't take this time because this whole hour that I'm sitting here, I could be making a whole bunch more than what this $1,200 that Jose talking about. So Jose, what I want you to do is be quiet and go somewhere and study and get this information in you. You don't know me, Jose. And anybody who's paying attention and who has done any kind of studying, you know I'm giving you some real serious information that's highly valuable. Highly valuable. It's way more than $5,000. Some of y'all want to get out of your house note, you want to get out of your car note, you want to get out of this. You done paid thousands of dollars to enslave yourself by going to a university. Y'all paid way more than $5,000, but you want freedom after you paid to get yourself enslaved. It's way more than 5,000. Your house note is 100,000, but guess what? Somebody making millions off of your house note. Jose, get out of my face. Get off of my channel. You are an insult to the people who really want to know this information. Don't hurt other people because you are ignorant, Jose. Get off my channel. Jose says it won't work. Jose, you are right. I want y'all to listen. I'm loving Jose because Jose is 100% right. It will not work for Jose because Jose is ignorant and he has said it. Jose just wrote a law when he said it won't work. He's correct. But for those of y'all who know that it does work, you are correct. That's how this game works. That's how this works. It is what you say it is. If you say it won't work, Jose, you right. You just go sit in the corner and just melt away because it will not work for you because that's the law that you put down. Every time you speak, people, you are writing a law. You are creating a law every time. And so here Jose is in his massive amount of ignorance, spewing things over this channel and not recognizing you're not spewing it on me, Jose, because it works for me. It works for my clients. It works for my students, but it will never work for you. You are 100% correct because you said it won't work for you. And that's what the universe has to deliver to you. Congratulations, Jose, on being a loser. You created that for yourself. Congratulations. All right, let me see if I have any other comments because I got to get out of here. Go to find us in UNA University. You can hit us up there. You can find the link in the bio. How does this affect my business, Mark? When you got to understand when you put things under trust, this includes your business. Then there are certain entities. These state entities cannot touch you. Anchor, what was your question? Send it to me again real quick before I get out of here. Straight sexy, glad to have you here. Terrence T, pay them a bunch of money. Jose, I love you, Jose, but you're ignorant, and you're going to continue to fail in life because your energies are negative. Anchor, send me your question again so that I can get to it before I get out of here. uh Thank you all for following and thank you for joining. Thank you for liking and sharing. um Thank you, JC. JC says, I'm speaking the truth. Thank you. Uh, I'm glad somebody sees I'm speaking the truth. Yes, Jose. But you know what? Here's the thing. Jose is speaking incompetence. Thank you for saying that, 999. Uh, Listen, a lot of times we get to hearing people say these things and we don't recognize, because we don't know ourselves. This is why you have to be willing to study. Jose is clearly ignorant of just the highest laws, which why we go over um, these laws here. We go over these laws, universal laws, hierarchy of laws. We go over them because of the simple fact that um, we speak laws constantly. And when Jose is on here speaking, oh, this won't work, he's right. It's not going to ever work for him, ever. He can't get a remedy because he said he can't get a remedy. He wrote that law for himself, and then he wants to blame everybody else when things are going wrong in his life when he's just ignorant and he's the one constantly pooping on his whole life with his own words. So I'm letting you know when you want to start rising. First of all, you got to change your vibratory frequency right here. You got to change your vibratory frequency. When you change that, your whole world is going to change. And people like Jose are not supposed to get that. They're not supposed to get that. Thank you, Earl. Perfect Bias says they are bots. Okay. I appreciate a bot or whatever that comes in here and says that because again, when you put out negative energy, it's got to come back. All right. So I got to get out of here. Thank you, Perfect. I got to get out of here, but I want y'all to know I love you. Okay, I'm going to be back tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I'll be here tomorrow at 6 o'clock. If you want to talk more love, you want to find out more information about this, be here with me. Join me at 6 o'clock. If this was all about the money, I wouldn't take the time with you. Please understand that because I can make a whole bunch of money in this 1 hour, but I want you to know this information. I love you. I want you to have it. I want to make sure that we start rising. All right? So we can get to the next level. I'm out. I love you. Diva. Diva. See y'all tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Peace. Bye bye.